76ers win.
Yeah.
Yeah! Yeah. Listen. Enter. Where's my live viewer count at? Hold up a second. Enter. Sixers sickos. Gather round as we celebrate a Philadelphia 76ers victory. Because guess what? Without Joel Embiid, any victory is a great victory. Yeah, we played the Cleveland Cavaliers without Donovan Mitchell, but any victory without Joel Embiid is a good victory. 141 sickos in here already. Do me a favor, close out the chat, hit the like button one time, push this stream out to more viewers. Let's get up over 500 tonight because that's what we do. We are a nation. Sicko nation, bro. We can't get enough of it. Who else is out here celebrating a damn Sixers victory over the Cavs with no Donovan Mitchell? The fair weathers are gone, bro. They're not even watching. Right when Embiid went down, they said, I'll go watch the Flyers. I'll go watch Phillies spring training. It's only the sickos left. That is us. Thanks for being here. I see the members in the chat already. Plug me in. Thanks for being a member. My man A, as always, thanks for being a member. Carlos Rosado with the super chat. I got some things I want to say. Where's my chat overlay? Oh, I forgot to put hold up a second. I'm a little amped up. I forgot to copy the link to put my chat over. Boom, we're back. Sorry for that little delay there. I had to copy and paste a link so I can get the comments to pop up like that right there. Carlos Rosado, thank you for the super chat. Eastwood salute. Good win tonight. Anyway, just got my shirt today. I'm officially a sicko. Keep grinding, bro. Hey! Shout out to Carlos Rosado for purchasing the Sickos t-shirt. Hey, man, do me a favor. Put the shirt on, take a selfie, send it to me on Instagram, and I'll give you a shout out, all right? Anybody that buys the merch, send me a photo wearing the merch. I got an eye itch. All right, let's get down to business, man. Listen, the Philadelphia 76ers beat the Cleveland Cavaliers 104-97. And as we just said, any victory without Joel Embiid is a good victory. And the fact that they pulled it out, the fact that they were up by 5-ish, towards the end, a lot of things started to kind of go wrong. You know how it is when it's a Sixers game, they can't just end the game. They were up by 8 with 30 seconds left and almost lost somehow, some way. It had to do with the Tobias Harris inbound pass. But they pulled it out. They held on. And that's all you can ask for. There was a lot of defensive mistakes in this game, as there has been without Joel Embiid. He covers up so much for this team. Did you guys know that without Joel Embiid, the Philadelphia 76ers have the 24th ranked offense in the league and the 29th ranked defense in the league? I got to tell you, this is not a good team. But Nick Nurse is making adjustments. He's getting creative with different lineups. He's looking at, hey, what's not working, what's working. This is what I love about Nick Nurse. I think that's the first thing I want to say on this post-game live. Nick Nurse, last game, ran a whole lot of Nicholas Batum, who's he just doesn't really give you anything if Embiid's not on the floor. And we've been saying that, you know. The difference between him and Doc Rivers is he watched it happen and he said, okay, I can't play Batum, bro. He gave us a goose egg. He's too slow on the perimeter. The defense was bad. He can't really score unless he's, feeding off the gravity that Joel Embiid brings him. I can't play Batum. And he didn't play Batum this whole game until the very end. And they said on the ESPN broadcast that Nick Nurse had some very uncomfortable conversations with some players after last night's game. I think one of the conversations was probably with Nick Batum, is saying like, look, man, you just don't really fit with the roster of guys that, I don't know what he said to him, maybe nicely or maybe he didn't say it nicely, but Nick Batum, no run, except for the very end, because Tobias Harris can't inbound the ball. Now, I made the video calling out Tobias Harris's terrible game yesterday and his defensive atrocities. Good word. I don't know if I ever used that word before, atrocities. But a lot of it is that you can't have Tobias and Batum on the floor together. If you're going to have one slow defender on the floor, you got to surround them with Kelly Oubre's and KJ Martins and guys like that. And I also think this about this game, if you really watch the lineup decisions closely, I think Nick Nurse was also trying not to play Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris in the same lineups for a large part of the game. Maxey was in the lineup with Buddy Hield and Kelly Oubre, KJ Martin. Tobias Harris was in the lineup with Cam Payne and some other guys. He was really trying, because I watched that game yesterday. I watched all the clips before I made that Tobias Harris video, and Tyrese Maxey is also very bad in defensive rotations. And him and Tobias together, they're both very bad at defensive rotations, and that's how they lost that game to the Knicks. Those two being on the floor at the same time, and Nick Batum. So there was things there that you could just correct maybe coming into this game. And I think those are the two decisions Nick Nurse made. I think he decided not to play Nicholas Batum, and he was trying to play Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris in separate lineups because they're just both bad defensively rotating, and Tyrese doesn't have the size to make up for that, and Tobias doesn't have the speed or athleticism to make up for that. So that's what I think. All right, let's go right to the fourth quarter, okay? I want to shout out Tyrese Maxey, of course, for having a bad game for 3 quarters, pretty much, a bad shooting night, but he delivered us the victory. He brought us home. He stepped up in the clutch when it mattered the most. He didn't let a bad shooting night bring him down. He knew, I'm the guy that has to deliver right here. I'm the guy that has to bring the game home. And, a couple of buckets in the fourth quarter, a couple of drives and finishes at the rim, got into like a fall-away mid-range jumper that was nice after he pump-faked a wide-open 3, which I didn't understand in the moment. And then the clutchest play that he made was an ISO on Darius Garland. No, it wasn't Darius Garland. It was an ISO on, maybe it was Mobley. All right, top of the key. Maxey could just get into a step-back shot or whatever if he wanted to. But to have the awareness to be in an ISO situation, be sizing up the defender, also watching Buddy Hield on the wing and watching Darius Garland, and as soon as he saw Garland take a step over towards him, he kicked it to Buddy Hield, wide open for 3, automatic, iced the game. I just wanted to shout that out because Tyrese Maxey in an ISO situation to be also watching Buddy Hield and Buddy Hield's defender, that's, I think, a step up for Tyrese Maxey to make that play in that situation. And gosh darn it, Buddy Hield, when he's wide open, is absolutely money. Automatic. I haven't seen a three-point shooter who I was that confident in since, I think, Seth Curry. Probably. So I love that. So that puts us up 8, right? Should have iced the game, okay? Right, correct. Except right after that, Tyrese decides to jump at Darius Garland on a deep 3. Not sure why he jumped. Garland jumped forward. Is it a foul? Is it not a foul? I don't know, but the refs gave him 3 free throws. He makes the 3 free throws, okay? Now, Nick Nurse said before the game, Nicholas Batum is not going to play unless we need him for an inbound. He didn't call a timeout right there or whatever you would have had to do. I don't know if they had any timeouts left. But Tobias Harris is inbounding the ball on the baseline. Garland just hit 3 free throws. It's a 5-point game. And he turns it over. And Garland passes the ball underneath to Max Strus maybe for a layup to make it a 3-point game that quickly. Tobias Harris turns the ball over, trying to inbound it with about 30 seconds left, up by 5. The guy it's just in his DNA, bro. When the pressure gets the highest, he's just going to totally collapse, and he can't handle pressure situations. He needs to only play against bad teams where he can get mismatches against smaller players and never be in a clutch situation. I don't know what it is. As soon as the pressure gets the highest, he's going to fuck up. And he did. He turned it over. So Nick Nurse has to bench Tobias Harris for the last couple of inbounds of the game to put Nicholas Batum in the game so they don't turn it over again, so they can close the game out. Now, Tobias didn't have an awful game. I'm not talking too much trash on him, you know. I always expect him to get beat backdoor. He started out the game airballing a 3. I don't know why. He just airballs everything now. There was a drive to the rim in the first quarter where he chose not to even try to contest it and just stepped out of the way for a wide open dunk. He did Tobias Harris things, but he gave us some points when we needed it. And it wasn't, I guess the bar is very low now for what I expect from Tobias Harris. So it was bad, but it wasn't Tobias Harris bad. Let's just say that. He gave you 15 on 6 for 14, 9 rebounds. Hey, 9 rebounds, bro. Tobias Harris having more than 5 rebounds in 35 minutes is always something to celebrate. 9 rebounds for Tobias Harris. You got to give him. He was hustling above the normal Tobias Harris standard. Nathan Alsey, Sixers fan, I see you in the chat. Member, thank you for being a member. He said you need to bench 12 till next season. Look, the Sixers don't have much scoring right now without Joel, you know? So as much as I talk trash on Tobias Harris, you still need that 15 points. I do think you still need that 15 points right now to try to survive. We got some Ricky Council minutes in this game, 6 minutes. He was playing in the second quarter, which is earlier than Nick put him in last game, but he was 0 for 3. I don't know. He had 3 points. How did he get 3 points? Some free throws or something? He didn't make a shot. He got to the free throw line. Shout out to Ricky Council for being aggressive and getting to the free throw line. But your hands are tied with Tobias Harris right there because you need those 15 points. Shout out to Cameron Payne. Cameron Payne for giving us 16 points off the bench. So Kyle Lowry doesn't play because he's ramping up for reconditioning to return to basketball activities. I don't know what fucking thing they made up, which is just, they said, hey, you're gonna play the first game and then you're gonna rest the second of a back-to-back. We're not gonna throw you out there and give you back-to-back 30+ minutes or whatever. So Lowry was sitting out. Some people think he had a concussion because he got elbowed in the head and he was bleeding. I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think it was a plan before even last night's game that he wasn't going to play the second game of a back-to-back. They called it return to play reconditioning, something like that, whatever. So Cameron Payne steps up, and I like Cameron Payne a lot, man. I liked him the first couple of games that he played for us right after the trade. Wasn't acclimated to the team at all and came out and dropped 20+ alongside Buddy Hield in a couple of those games right after the trade deadline. His three-point shot was falling. It's totally sideways. He's a left-handed Lonzo Ball, but he's confident in it, and I like that. He's not afraid to let it fly, and one thing about Cameron Payne when he's on the floor is that he is a scorer, and he knows that. He's not deferring to other people. He's just that kind of player that's like, I'm a bucket. I don't care what anybody says, and I'm going to get a bucket. And he does that. And I love that about Cameron Payne, the confidence that he plays with. He's not like, oh, I better not do this. I better not do that. I better give the ball here. No, he's an experienced guard. He's been in the league for a while now, a couple of years, 6, 7 years. And he's confident in his game, and he gets buckets, and I like him. Because the Sixers just, they before this trade deadline, they needed that so bad. They needed ball handlers who can shoot. And, hey, look, I'm sorry, Patrick Beverley. Cameron Payne's a lot better than you. Cameron Payne gives you 16 off the bench, man. He hit 3 threes in a row in the first half, I believe. Hit another huge one in the second half. Timely buckets from Cameron Payne, and that 16 off the bench is massive. I don't know what Nick Nurse is going to do with Kyle Lowry. Now you almost have a guard problem. You know what I mean? Isn't that crazy? We went from like Tyrese Maxey's our only guard. What are we going to do? We got to hope that Patrick Beverley is an actual good point guard, or we're just Tyrese Maxey's our only guard. Now you have Maxey. Buddy Hield has a little bit of playmaking in him, Cameron Payne off the bench. DeAnthony Melton comes back. And you got Kyle Lowry. So now Nick Nurse actually has to figure out, hey, how can I play Lowry, who I love because he won a championship with Nick Nurse. So Nick Nurse is obviously going to want to play Kyle Lowry. How are you going to play Kyle Lowry, Tyrese Maxey, Buddy Hield, DeAnthony Melton, and find a way to get Cameron Payne minutes at the same time? One of these guys is going to not get minutes, right? Am I wrong about that? One of these guys is not going to get minutes. You can't play 5 guards, right? Or maybe he could figure out a way. I'm not sure. But I think you need to play Cameron Payne, man. I like what he brings to you off the bench. DeAnthony Melton came back. He was 2 for 6. He was 1 for 4 from 3. Hit a 3. Got beat a couple times defensively. He didn't look great. Obviously, he's been out with the back. He needs also whatever they called it, return to play, reconditioning or whatever ice chamber they put Kyle Lowry in. Go ahead and put DeAnthony Melton in there also. But we'll see if DeAnthony Melton, gets his knocks off the rust, gets his game back a little bit, and how many minutes he plays. But I like DeAnthony Melton's defense. I like his hustle. I like his rebounding ability. But at this stage where you need scoring, look, we only scored 104 points in this game. That's not a lot in today's NBA. That's very low. The top teams in the league average 120. So I think I'm going Cameron Payne over DeAnthony Melton right now. If you got Kyle Lowry back healthy and you got to choose between Cameron Payne and DeAnthony Melton right now, I think I'm going with Cameron Payne right now. That's what I think. Carlos Rosado, I don't have the gram. I sent the sicko pic to your email. Hey, shout out to that, bro. Thank you for that. I'll shout you out on wherever you want. Twitter, what do you got, man? What do you got? You got social media? You know social media, bro? What's going on here? But thank you for purchasing and sending me the photo. 333 people in here. Close out the chat. Hit the like button one time. Get us to over 500. We're going to get to the chat. We're going to get to the Discord callers. But first, we got to drop the sponsor. It is BetUS. Right now, BetUS is giving you a 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. Right here is BetUS.com. I want to show you a little bit of what's going on right now. All right, what do we got? 10:40 p.m. This game starts at 10:40? Spurs, Lakers? No, these games already started. Detroit, Orlando, Brooklyn, Minnesota, Boston. These ones are tomorrow. Saturday, February 24th. Let's put in a parlay for tomorrow. All right. Let me move that up a little bit so you can see my account balance, dude. Some of you might have caught that. Parlay for tomorrow. Let's see. Orlando over Detroit. We'll go Orlando. New York over Boston. Plus 205. The Knicks over the Celtics. Bro, I'm picking the Knicks to come out of the East. Why'd I get kicked out? I think I timed out. I'm picking the Knicks to come out of the East, man. Let me get back to this real quick, and then we'll get back to talking about this game. I'm picking the Knicks to come out of the East. I'm taking Knicks at a plus 205. That's what we're doing. Where's my bet slip? What are we putting on it? Well, let's just do Knicks. Let's just do Knicks over Celtics for tomorrow. $100. $100, dude. $100 on the Knicks over the Celtics tomorrow. That's how confident I am in the New York Knicks over the Boston Celtics tomorrow. Let's go. That's on BetUS. Go to betus.com, make an account. You get 125% deposit bonus. Your first 3 deposits up to $2,500. Thank you to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. And I really believe in the New York Knicks this season. If the Sixers fall to the play-in tournament, if Joel Embiid doesn't come back, if very bad things happen, I'm taking the Knicks. You guys disagree with that or you agree with that? Sirach said no way. No way? Are you a Celtics fan? You sound like a Celtics fan, bro. Sound like a Celtics fan. Let's see, man. Anybody in the Discord? Call me. Call me on the Discord. Link is at the top of the description. Link is at the top of the chat, Call me on the Discord. We'll take your live calls. Give me your thoughts on tonight's game and the Sixers right now in general. Give me your thoughts. Sirach is a Celtics fan. Hey, you just saw me, bro. You just saw me bet $100 on the Knicks over the Celtics tomorrow. I believe more in the Knicks than I believe in the Celtics because the Knicks have buckets all over the place. They play much more physical, and Derek White's the best player on the Celtics team. They hate when I say that. They hate when I say that. Let's go over to the stat sheet. Call the Discord. Link is pinned at the top of the chat. I'll take your live calls right now. We got Ozzy King in the Discord all the way from Australia. Ozzy, what's going on, man?
How are you, brother?
I'm doing fantastic, man. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm washing the cars.
You're watching the what?
Washing the cars, washing the cars and watching the game.
Washing the cars?
Yeah, man.
That's
in
awesome. In the sun right now? Shout out to Australia, man. It's cold and rainy right here right now. Well, it's cold and dark. I don't know if it's rainy.
I'm in my short shorts and washing cars, man. I want to say cars, I want to get rid of the fraud.
So I'm sorry to cut you off. So you were watching the game at when does the game come on in Australia? Like at what time?
Today it started at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Okay, that's cool. Go ahead. Say what you were going to say, man.
I was going to say we need to get rid of the fraud. We need to bench him for the rest of the year.
Damn.
He is annihilating us. What happens is when he does start to play a bit better, he gets he gets on the coach's side. The coach goes, "Oh yeah, he's doing well. He's getting back in the rhythm. He's getting back in the flow." Nick Nurse said after the last game that he's just not in his flow at the moment, and I'm sorry, but when has Tobias Harris ever been in a flow? And if it's a flow, it's like a rapid, man, because the rapid goes every which way, and that's what Harris is doing. So, yeah, I'm over him, man. I can't stand these people that go, "Oh no, give him a chance," or he's got a little bit of defense and he's doing all right. He's got no mid shot. He can't shoot fucking under pressure. He's bricking everything from three. I don't think he's hit. When's the last time he hit a three? I can't even remember.
I think he made one last game. I think he was like 1 for 5. He hit one tonight. He was 1 for 6. That's not good. Wait, no, he didn't shoot 6. Where'd my score go?
They're getting ugly, man. They're getting ugly. We shouldn't be getting to this point with a $40 million player.
We absolutely shouldn't. But do you feel like you could? He gave you 15 points, and I feel like the Sixers needed those 15 points. Like, he only shot 2 threes.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I reckon you could have gotten those 15 points from bloody Turk Smith, of all people. We don't need it from Tobias Harris. That's what I'm trying to say. Is we don't need it from Tobias Harris. We can get the rebounds from Council. We can get the points from Council. Put someone else on, man. Seriously, just get that guy out.
You know me. I completely agree with you on that. It's just not going to happen for some reason. Somebody mentioned that Klay Thompson was benched. Over in because I talk about how Tobias is paid $40 million, or in the contract is the reason they're not going to bench him. They were like, Klay Thompson got benched for the Warriors, and he's getting paid more than Tobias, or close to the same, or whatever. So
he's on 44.
For some reason, he's immune. For some reason, he has immunity on the Sixers. It's never even a question. Are you going to bring Tobias off the bench? They never even it's never even a thing. He just continues to get those minutes. So I don't know what it is. He's Daryl Morey's best friend, I guess.
Yeah, maybe he's got like a Daryl Morey sex tape in his safe or something.
I think that's it.
He's threatening to leak it if he doesn't play.
That's got to be it, man. Hey, thanks for calling all the way from Australia, and
Easy, brother.
Enjoy your day in the sun, washing your cars in the short shorts. Shout out to Ozzy. Tobias Harris hate all the way in Australia, bro. Bro, Tobias, they're asking for you to be benched while watching you play in Australia. That's how much your lack of effort has traveled around the globe. But he gave us 15 tonight. He wasn't god-awful. That's all I ask at this point. He's never going to be a $40 million player. I just need him to not be god-awful. And then he, tried to throw the game away on the inbound, which with a couple of seconds left, which was horrible. And then Nurse said, I got to get him out of here. It's brutal without Embiid. Somebody just posted Tobias Harris's numbers without Embiid, and I'll show you that in a minute. It's very bad. We got a couple more people in the Discord who want to call in. C Block. Yo, C Block.
Yo, DJ.
What's going on, man?
The fuck,
C Block, we got you, man. You're in here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we're good. What's up?
Oh, what's going on, D? Hey, shit, what's happening?
What's up, man?
Hey, listen. Ever since Ben Simmons got his traded, they needed a new lapdog, which is Tobias Harris. That's just my theory. He is the worst.
You said they needed a new lapdog?
Yeah. Someone to feel sorry for.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Someone to pin against the fans and be like, oh, the fans just hate him and he's really actually good.
He is not good at all. Did you see him out there with turning the ball over with a couple seconds left in the game? He nearly cost us the game.
Yeah, he tried. I couldn't believe it, dude. My reaction, I'm going to post my live reaction because I clipped it out from the playback stream. It's probably erratic. I was so pissed off, dude.
Yeah, he just looks scared out there. Like he don't want to make a mistake. And that's what happens when you play scared. You're going to fuck up. Yeah,
that's what I mean. He just doesn't have the mental strength to as soon as the pressure gets the highest, he folds, he collapses. He does look scared. He does. And that's what he looked like in that Boston Celtics game earlier this season when he was turning the ball over late in the fourth and just couldn't even catch the ball with two hands. And he really clams up, dude. He buckles under pressure.
Yeah, the rim looked like Freddy Cougar to him sometimes.
I feel you. What else you think about? What else you think about the game, man? What do you think about this team tonight? And do you believe in them? Can they survive without Joel?
I'll be honest. If I think they're going to wind up being the play in the way they sliding down the ladder. It's like that's what you call the definition of MVP, the most valuable player. Without Embiid, we are a lottery team.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, look, this is a tough stretch they have the next 10, 15, 20. The rest of the season really is a tough stretch. They got a lot of tough games, dude. I think there's only 5 of them that are against the Wizards and the Hornets. The rest are against contenders. I said already, I feel like the Sixers are going to end up the 8th seed. I'm not saying that to try to be ultra negative. It's just realistic. The Cavs tonight without Donovan Mitchell were terrible. I thought our defense was good for most of the game, but I don't see the Sixers beating the Celtics, the Knicks, the Clippers, I don't know, man. I don't feel great about it.
Not at all.
But a good win tonight, though. Good win tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, listen, one more thing.
Go ahead.
I had posted on the Sixers 24/7 page, bench Tobias Harris. They lost it. Tobias got stands Oh my goodness,
bro, you can't.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, you can't do that in those pages, man. I used to get kicked out of those pages for my Ben Simmons slander, dude. The one dude used to kick me out, and then the guy that owned the Sixers 24/7 would DM me. The guy who passed away, you know who I'm talking about? R.I.P.
Joey.
Yeah, his brother used to DM me and be like, "Bro, come back into chat. Sorry they kicked you out or whatever." Like they used to do that, and I got to the point where I was like, "Dude, I don't care enough to come back in. Like I'm just these dudes are super fanboys, and they can't handle." For some reason those Facebook pages are full of just casual fanboys, dude. They're not watching games. They're not. They're like, what do you mean he's bad? He averages 18 and 6. They're not watching the game.
What's good as a Facebook page if you're not allowed to have an opinion?
I don't know,
whether it's good or bad.
They used to do that to me. They used to do that to me, man. Yeah. All right, C Block. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. I appreciate it.
All right, you too, bro.
Yeah, you guys stay out of those Facebook pages, man. I left all of them. I don't even bother because what's the point? And you know, dude, they get addicted to those Facebook pages too, bro. And they'll be in there like, yo, all I'm seeing is a bunch of hate about this, or this, and this isn't what. And they'll type like 3 paragraphs. I'm like, you gotta have something better to do, bro. Why? Not only can you not scroll past something that you don't like, why are you sitting here every day reading this? Just close it. You know that Tyler the Creator tweet? Haha, what is cyberbullying? Like, close your computer, shut it all, go outside. It cracks me up, man. But shout out to C Block, man. Keep putting your opinion in those Facebook pages, by the way. Keep it up. I couldn't handle it. I can't handle the backlash from the fanboys, man. We got Ioannis in the Discord. Yo,
DJ.
What's up, man?
Yeah, nothing much. How are you?
Good, bro. What you feeling like?
Yeah, so I just wanted to hop on in my quick analysis of the game. Yeah, so to me, it's like this Tobias. I know everyone's raving, going off on Tobias. It's just my biggest thing with Tobias is kind of like when the playoffs come, because if you recognize today, I think I don't know, over the past few games or weeks, he just lost. He looks way worse than normal.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he has no confidence in himself, and I think Nick Nurse realizes that as well. realizes that as well. In the fourth quarter today, like you said, we have not a lot of scoring with Embiid out there. The guy's just sitting in the dunker spot like a PJ Tucker last year. He's doing nothing. The little post-up moves on the little guys, that's not even working that much. He's just sitting there clogging up space, really not being useful at all, just a waste of space. And I'm worried about, when the playoffs come. I know we're, it's a little bit away from now, but if the rotation shortens down a lot, if he's just gonna be like this, just a dunker spot guy, not really getting involved, because the past years he doesn't do anything in the playoffs regardless. I'm worried about if Embiid comes back and he's, he'll be 100% hopefully, but teams will start doubling him and it'll be hard for him to like maybe get going a little bit. I don't know if Maxey is. I don't know if I'm kind of just worried about like the teams where we're going to be in the playoffs, because to me Tobias has gotten so much worse recently. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always never liked him, but I don't know. I'm worried about the scoring, kind of like what you were alluding to.
Tobias is, again, when the pressure is the most is when he folds. It's always been that way, and that's why he can sneak past. He can get some buckets here and there when Embiid's on the floor and when he's the third or fourth option or whatever. But yeah, if you're in the playoffs and you're expecting Tyrese Maxey to be alongside, or you're expecting Tobias Harris to be alongside Tyrese Maxey and give you like serious scoring to lead a team, it's just flat out not going to happen. I don't think anybody believes that's going to happen. So, yeah, if you get into the play-in, Tobias isn't going to help you. That's just where I'm at with it. I don't expect him to help you anymore. I just don't. 15 points. Just give me 15. What you did tonight, give me 15. I'm fine with that. You need Maxey. You need Maxey and Buddy Hield to drop 25
No,
apiece.
that's the thing. And that's the one thing I will say. Buddy Hield brings a whole new element to this team, which I'm very happy he's here. It's just about, I don't know, I guess I just was thinking about like I don't know, because seeing this team, I'm happy with what I'm seeing, but when the playoffs come around, and as a Sixer fan, we know we've been used to these disappointments. It's like rotation shortens down. the rotation shortens down, and I don't know how many guys. We have a bunch of good players, but these guys, to me, some of them could be taken out the game easily. That's where you look at your $40 million player in Tobias, and I don't know. I'm worried he's gonna have another stinker, and Embiid, he does well, but I don't know. I'm just looking at it of like.
Are you talking about if Embiid is there? Are you talking about if Embiid comes back healthy?
Yeah. If Embiid comes back healthy, because we've seen it. He drops his, he goes off for 30. Like last year, we were up 3-2 against the Celtics, and Tobias, I think in that game 6, he dropped like 6 points.
Oh yeah, he stunk
obviously
it up.
Embiid it's terrible.
Yeah, but I have more faith in Nick Nurse to make serious adjustments. They said Nick Nurse had some uncomfortable conversations with players. That's what I love about Nick Nurse. He knows that, listen, I got to have these conversations or this shit ain't going to work. Or if this guy needs to play less minutes, he didn't play Batum at all tonight. That's not something Doc Rivers would have done. PJ Tucker had like 10 straight games with 0 points, and Doc still had him in the starting lineup. You know what I mean? So we have a coach that isn't afraid to be like, listen, this ain't working out. I can't play you. I don't know if he's going to do that with Tobias, but in the playoffs, if Joel's there, I'm not even worried about Tobias. Tobias can be the fourth scorer or whatever. I don't even care at this point what he does. If Joel's healthy and you got Maxey and Buddy Hield out there and you got Cameron Payne, Kyle Lowry off the bench and some defenders, some athletic guys, KJ Martin and Kelly Oubre, if Joel's healthy, they're a contender. If he's not healthy, they're not winning anything.
That's what makes me pissed, though, about not trading him for that Bogdanovich and Burks thing, because we just saw Bogdanovich went 6 for 6 from 3. Why didn't we pull the trigger? I understand the cap space, but that's a really crucial blow, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think
because you could have got 2 guys who could have helped this team a lot.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that they weren't confident. They didn't know yet about Joel Embiid. They didn't know what the surgery was going to be, and they figured they want Daryl Morey wants the cap space this summer because he thinks he's getting a superstar. That's the end of the day is what he thinks is happening. He didn't want to give up that $40 million expiring for 2 years of Bogdanovich that I think would cost you like 19 more million next year or something like that. It was a cap space decision, and I think if they were confident at the time that Joel was 100%, if Joel never got injured, I think they would have done that trade.
You think?
Yeah. I think you would have added Burks and Bogdanovich. If Joel stayed healthy, they would have been championship contenders. You get rid of Tobias, you add those two, I don't know if Burks is a sniper, but Bogdanovich is a sniper.
He's a baller. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I think they would have made that trade, but it all had to do with that Embiid injury, I think. And Daryl Morey he thinks he's getting a superstar in the summer. I don't
know about that.
I think he does. Yo, man, thanks for calling as always, bro. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, Eastwood. Thank you.
Yo, Anis with the takes. Great call. I'm gonna get to my man AJ is waiting in the Discord. I'm going to get to you. But just so you guys know, man, Tobias Harris since Embiid's injury, 16, 5, and 4, 48% from the field, 25% from 3, a minus 62. He has scored just 20-plus points twice in this stretch while also having a negative 5 of the 6 games he's played in. And yeah, it's not my goal to come up here every single night and trash Tobias Harris. Like I said, he gave us 15 points tonight. That's all I ask anymore. Just give me 15, bro. Just give me 15. You did very Tobias Harris things tonight. I saw you refuse to play defense a lot of times. I saw you back away from the smoke. I saw you turn the ball over on an inbound in crunch time. I saw you airball a couple of threes, some weak layups. You did a lot of Tobias Harris things. But you gave me 15. Just don't give me 6. You know what I mean? When we lose a game and you gave me 6, now I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off in general about Tobias Harris, but if he gives me 15, he gives me 15. That's how I feel about it at this point. That's because the bar has been set, quite low. And I want to make sure I shout out KJ Martin. I have talked a lot of garbage about KJ Martin and the fact that he's not good at basketball. But I want to say this. Shout out to Nick Nurse for believing that he could get something positive out of KJ Martin because KJ looked terrible in a lot of these games since he came over in the Harden trade, right? Shout out to Nick Nurse for believing he could use KJ Martin. KJ Martin's uber athletic, and defensively, you absolutely need that with this team, right? He's not good at shooting a ball or creating a shot or anything like really offensive besides cutting to the rim and catching an alley-oop. So Nurse is really experimenting with lineups and saying, who can I have KJ out there with and get the most out of him? And KJ Martin has been great defensively last night and tonight. So shout out to KJ. I'm sorry for all the trash I talked about you. His athleticism is very valuable on the defensive end, especially when you had guys like Oubre and Batum and Tobias last night who were terrible defensively. Tyrese Maxey, who his defensive rotations are just not good. You can't put him and Tobias and Batum on the floor together. Defensively, they're going to get destroyed. Shout out to KJ Martin, because with the Sixers' defense without Joel being as bad as it is, he's been stepping up defensively and just bodying guys, locking guys up, playing great defense without fouling, getting blocks, fighting for rebounds. Shout out to KJ. Shout out to KJ. And yeah, I wanted to say that. We got AJ on the Discord. AJ Analysis. Yo, AJ. Oh, you just got kicked out. I'll put you back in. Yo, AJ. AJ got kicked out again. What's going on, AJ? It's kicking you out, bro. They don't want me to talk to you. AJ. There he is. Yo, AJ, what's up?
Yo, what's up? The first thing I want to say is
AJ, hold up, bro. You sound like you're underwater or something. What's going on here? You got your phone on speaker? What you got going on? Are you did you call in on the phone app on Discord?
No, it's on my laptop.
It's on your what?
Laptop.
Oh yeah, it sounds terrible, AJ. I need you to call back on the phone, bro. I need you to open the app on your phone and call back, man. I couldn't even hear what you're saying. The microphone on a laptop is not good. So open the app on your phone, man, and jump back in the call-in waiting room. 361 sickos in here on a Friday night talking about the Sixers beating the Cavs. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Peter in the chat, thanks for being a member. Give me some stuff in the give me some stuff in the chat, man. Can't remember the last dumb play by KJ. He had a drive tonight, like on kind of a fast break, and I was like, oh God, because just anytime KJ Martin is going aggressively towards the rim, he just doesn't really have any basketball moves. And I think he dropped the ball and went out of bounds, or somebody got his loose ball. I think it was Paul Reed, somebody, but he was driving, and I was like, please no. Like, I just don't dribble, KJ. Don't really shoot unless you're wide open. Just play hard-nosed defense and cut to the rim, try to get some oops, and fight for rebounds and loose balls and things like that. And KJ's been valuable the last two games, man. Straight up. Let's see. Bogey and Burks would give us more production than Tobias. That's all that matters. That's absolutely true. But that's not what they were looking at. They were looking at, look, if you're not getting Embiid back, how confident are you in this team in the playoffs? Not very confident at all. So then there's really no point in making that trade, because you would rather have the cap space in the offseason. Yeah, you would get Bogdanovich and Burks, but is that making you more of a contender without Embiid in the playoffs? Probably not. You know what I mean? I think that's just what they were looking at. Like, we're not going to make a trade. We're not going to give up this potential cap space if we feel like this team has no shot in the playoffs. And let's be honest. They've won a couple games now without Joel. They're not a this team without Joel Embiid is not winning a playoff series. Like, we all know that, right? We all know that, right? Like, we're not sitting here after they beat the Cavs without Donovan Mitchell and actually convincing ourselves that this team without Joel can win a playoff series, right? I love Tyrese Maxey. I love the addition of Buddy Hield. I love some of the guys on this team. I like Nick Nurse, but it would totally blow my expectations away if this team, who is 24th in offensive rating without Embiid and 29th in defensive rating without Embiid, would win a playoff series. I just don't think that's possible, and I think they're going to. I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible, but I think they're going to end up. Look, if they can hold on to. Here's the problem, dude. Even if they don't fall into the play-in, even if they hold on to the 6th seed, you're still playing the Knicks. You're still playing the Knicks. Dude, a playoff series against Boston Cleveland with a healthy Donovan Mitchell or the New York Knicks, they're not winning that, man. They're not winning that. I did really, really like the defensive game from the Sixers tonight in the second half, and I love that Nick Nurse makes adjustments at halftime. I love it. We've seen coaches in Brett Brown and Doc Rivers now for years that made no halftime adjustments. I always see this team come out and fight harder and just play with more flat-out effort in the third quarter because of whatever Nick Nurse says to them at halftime. I really think that. Cammy, we beat Glenn and Pat, fake tough Bev Sunday trust. Sixers Bucks Sunday at 1 o'clock. That's going to be a fun one. My dream scenario. Now, I put the clip out on Instagram that has almost 100,000 views, and it's funny because a lot of people, I was being facetious, or I was just saying something to say something ridiculous, and I said manifested, speak it into existence. I said the Sixers are going to fall to the 8th seed, and they're going to take out the Boston Celtics in the first round. I don't actually find that to be possible unless Joel Embiid's 100%. My dream scenario is the Sixers fall, or they come out of the play-in tournament in the 7th seed. Wait, where are the Bucks at? Let me look at the standings real quick. Hold on. Where are the Bucks at? The Bucks are what? Standings. Let's look at the standings. The Bucks are 3rd right now. So if the Sixers fall to the 6th seed, say Indiana jumps us, which is I think is probably going to happen with the amount of tough games that we have on the schedule. Say Miami jumps us, but we somehow stay afloat and stay out of the play-in tournament. We stay in the 6th seed. Sixers versus Bucks, first round of the playoffs. That would be unbelievably entertaining for us to upset Doc Rivers in the first round of the playoffs. I would love that. I would love that. Do we have AJ on the phone now? Let's check it out. AJ, you on the phone now? AJ, going once. AJ, going once, going twice. AJ!
On the phone.
You're on the phone?
Yeah.
What's going on, man? We can hear you clearly now. What's going on? 369 people in here. Close out the chat, hit the like, push it to 400.
So the first thing I want to say, everyone has to hit the like button, first of all.
Yeah.
Everyone hit the like button right now because the Sixers got to win against the Cavaliers. So that's the first thing I want to say. And the second thing I want to say is that people do not understand how lucky we are to have Tyrese Maxey.
That's true. That's a fact. It's true. Without Tyrese Maxey,
he was
especially
picked at number 21. And at number 21, you get guys like KJ Martin or you get guys like Mo Bamba. You don't get Tyrese Maxey, who's a closer and he's very clutch. He should probably be in contention for clutch player of the year.
Let's go, AJ. Let's go. No, you're right, man. And that's the one thing that I always definitely shout out Daryl Morey for is the Tyrese Maxey draft pick and refusing to trade him several times. He refused to trade him for Harden the first time around. He refused to trade him for Damian Lillard. He refused to trade him for Kyle Lowry when he was getting traded out of Toronto. He said he believed in Tyrese Maxey from the time that he drafted him, and he refused to put him in any trade. And I love that.
Yeah, because I think at the time I remember that RB made a video saying that he wanted Tyrell Terry over Tyrese Maxey, and now Tyrell Terry already retired from the NBA. So that's just really funny to look back at.
Yeah, I mean, we're during a draft, we're just taking guesses. You know what I mean? It's easy to say, this guy said this at the draft or whatever. That is funny, though, that guy's not even in the NBA anymore, and Tyrese Maxey's doing what he's doing. But, we've all been wrong, except for me. I've never been wrong, but other people have been wrong.
Yeah.
What else you got, AJ?
And also the next thing I got is that obviously Tobias Harris is trash, but this is our off-season plan, okay? So
let's do it.
This is what Daryl Morey
Hold on, AJ. Don't give it to me yet. Hold on. I'm not ready yet. I'm sorry to cut you off. This is our off-season plan. Everybody get ready. AJ's giving us the off-season plan. Go ahead, bro. Sorry to stop you, but we got to be ready for it. What's the offseason plan?
Yeah, so basically Daryl Morey is going to sign Paul George. That's what he's planning to do. And then he's going to let go of Tobias Harris. And then he's going to draft Bronny James. And maybe he'll try to trade for LeBron, but it won't work.
He'll try to trade for LeBron, but it won't work. But he's gonna sign. Well, you said he's gonna sign Paul George and then let go of Tobias. Tobias is gonna have to happen before Paul George, right?
Yeah, he's gonna let go of Tobias and then sign Paul George.
I think he wants to do that. Before
signing Paul George, he's gonna try to trade for LeBron. It's not gonna work, and he's gonna draft Bronny James.
Well, if you draft Bronny James, what is LeBron on, a player option or something?
I think he might be like a free agent next season.
Well, if he's a free agent and you draft Bronny James, he's coming to your team. That's 100% happening because LeBron James wants to be the first player in NBA history.
He'll come to the Sixers on a $2 million contract, and then next season we're gonna win the championship and sweep the Celtics.
Did you just say $2 million?
4 games, and all the Celtics fans are gonna cry. And Jason Tatum will get traded from the Celtics for a bag of Doritos.
Hey, listen, AJ, thanks for the insight, man. AJ Analysis with the analysis, as always. Thanks for calling the show. You the man, bro. Call back next time, all right?
All right, bye.
All right, AJ, listen, man. So, shout out to AJ, dude. I love that kid. Or man, or I don't know how old you are, bro. But shout out to you. Or if it's a girl, I don't know. I don't want to. Anyway, here's what I want to say. You can't sign Paul George and draft Bronny James and get LeBron James and still have Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid, because that's 4 max contracts. That can't happen. You said you're going to get LeBron James on a $2 million contract. I mean, if you drafted Bronny James, you would be forcing LeBron's hand, you know? So I'm not saying that's totally impossible, because LeBron wants to play with his son. He wants to be the first NBA player in history to play with his son on the same team. That'd be kind of messed up for you to be like, look, sorry, man, we signed Paul George. We gave him a max, and now we're drafting Bronny, so haha, joke's on you. Now you have to play for us for whatever money we have left in the salary cap. I don't see that happening. I don't see a GM doing that. That would be a strategic kind of sneaky thing to do to try to get LeBron James. And I don't think you'll want that smoke, you know? Because LeBron, I don't know. I think you would you would have to you'd have to do either the Bronny James and LeBron thing or Paul George. But either way, Paul George ain't leaving LA. Paul George was born in LA. And if he's healthy, the Clippers are giving him another contract. They already extended Kawhi. And depending on what happens with the Clippers this season, if they go deep into the playoffs, if they get to the Western Conference Finals or whatever it is, there's no reason for the Clippers to not give Paul George another max contract. And he's staying in LA. He's from LA. The Sixers, I don't think, could offer him more money than the Clippers to get him to come play in Philly. Like, I just don't see that happening. But Daryl did call the Lakers about LeBron James. And I want to say, remember when you called and you said the Sixers are going to draft Bronny James? I couldn't believe my ears. But the more I reviewed that idea, the more it made sense. And I'm starting to think that that's part of Daryl Morey's plan, because that is a realistic thing that could happen. And I made the video on it. I made the Sixers want LeBron James video, and LeBron James at 40 years old, I don't hate it. He has a super high basketball IQ. He's not stupid. He knows he's coming towards the end of his career. He doesn't think he's a superstar anymore. He wants to be a team player kind of guy and elevate guys around him. And at the end of the day, having LeBron James facilitate the ball and still be able to draw in the defense and elevate guys around him, I don't hate it that much. I don't. I think it sounds crazy, but I don't think it's that impossible. You know what I mean? AJ said, I must tell you I'm not a girl. I wasn't trying to say you sound like a girl. I was just saying I don't want to guess somebody's gender or something like that. But shout out to AJ. Let's see what's going on over here on Twitter real quick. Let's see any Sixers reactions, videos, post-game press conferences or something. Let's see Cameron Payne, 16 points. Shout out to Cameron Payne right there. What else did the Sixers post an hour ago? We needed a game like this to get back on track. They interviewed Buddy Hield here. We'll watch this interview right here before we get out of here. Shout out to my dude, Buddy Hield. Let's hear what he said.
Buddy Hield, your first home win as a 76er. The last big three your team had was yours. What did it feel like to come together as a
He did hit the dagger, and it was a nice play by Tyrese Maxey.
group in the fourth quarter and got this one out?
You know, I really watched them yesterday in the New York game, and we felt embarrassed because we know how we didn't come out with no energy and no force, and we didn't play no hard play. And we needed a game like this to get back on the right track. And as once we go there and play hard and play with each other and play the right Sixers basketball, we'll be fine. And we did that. We dominated, and we had fun together.
Let's go, buddy! I love that, and I love that he said that we watched film and we saw, we were embarrassed with how we played against New York, because that's what Nick Nurse does. Doc Rivers didn't do that. I swear to God, Doc Rivers doesn't even have film sessions with his teams. He just goes into press conference and says, "Yeah, my players were in Cabo tonight. I don't know," and then he just goes home and plays golf. Why, buddy? He'll talk like that. He's from the Bahamas, bro. He is a Bahama native. That's why his accent sounds the way that it does. And I read an article one time that Buddy Hield said that people make fun of him for talking too fast. And he says that, sometimes he tries to slow down the speed that he talks, but he can't. So shout out to Buddy, man.
Play hard and play with each other and play the right Sixers basketball, we'll be fine. And we did that. We dominated, and we had fun together.
Every face on this team was a new face for you a couple weeks ago. Right. Fast forward 2 weeks and you finding ways to win. What's the acclimation process been like for you guys as you get to know each other at this point in the season?
You just get weather the storm, man, and try to figure it out. And try to get a big fella back. We know we missed him a lot, but we all we got right now. And we got to be tough, and we got to come together even more and try to find a way to get wins.
Speaking of the people you do have,
we got to get the big fella back. We all we got right now. That's what he said. We all we got right now. Dude, I love Buddy Hield, man.
First time you played with Tyrese Maxey, you talked about how easy it was to play with him.
Right.
What makes it so easy to play with Tyrese?
He's elite, and he has great speed. And once a guy gets great speed, it's always good to make a decision with the defense. And he makes the right play. He's an all-star for a reason, and we trust him with the ball in his hand at the end of the game. So,
Buddy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, shout out to Buddy Hield, and shout out to him bigging up Tyrese Maxey for being an all-star and being clutch in the fourth quarter. And yeah, Maxey made the clutch play at the end of that game, man. He was ISO'd on Mobley, I think it was. And instead of taking a tough shot, Tyrese Maxey saw Darius Garland take a step over from Buddy Hield, and he said, "That's just too much space for my dude Buddy." And he kicked it over to him. And Buddy Hield's he's so money from three, dude. You can't give him any space at all. As soon as that player takes one step, it's a Buddy Hield three and it's money. And that was the dagger. And I have so much confidence when Buddy Hield shoots the ball. I say Seth Curry's the last one that I felt that confident. Seth Curry wide open was automatic free throw. He was like 45% or something. I feel that way about Buddy Hield. When he's wide open, it's going in. You can't give him any space, dude. And I love it, and I hope he keeps letting it fly. I love the trade for Buddy Hield. Sixers survive without, against the Cavs without Donovan Mitchell. We'll see. They got the Bucks at 1 o'clock on Sunday. They got, who do they got after that? The Celtics then on Tuesday. What is it, man? Hold up. Let me get the schedule back up here. They got the Bucks at 1 on Sunday, and then they have, here we go. They got the Bucks at 1 on Sunday. They got the Celtics at 7:30 on Tuesday. We'll see. I would love for them to upset the Milwaukee Bucks at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Be there on Playback TV. We're there every single game. Playback.tv/RunnerbackPhilly. Get the Sickos merch, runnitbackphillyshop.com. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out. You guys are the best. I love you. Sixers win. We celebrate. A win is a win is a win. Any win without Joel Embiid is a good win. I'm out, man.